Hi, I'm gonna do a reading on Marilyn Monroe this morning. Sorry, my eyes aren't really awake, and I think I got some sunscreen in them, so they're like closing up. But anyway, I'll just try to focus on her. It's strange trying to connect with her because there's a lot of like blockages. Um, it just seems like there's maybe the event of her death is like, it feels like this like really dark area, and it's like she's trying to like I don't know if it's like people don't want that area to be seen, and it's like she's kind of slipping out from under that to like speak, you know. Yeah, it just feels like there's like these ironclad things in position that are like preventing people from seeing like facts. Like, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say she had like a spy type of role or something like that, but like it was unofficial if it was anything like that, but like you could call her like an informant of some type, or like on a very small scale, like because she was like close with people who made decisions, you know, for a lot of people. um and she has like a mischievous type of, like impish mischievous type of character that like is sort of typified in sort of like fairies, or you know, like into beauty and like energetic and like a little bit sneaky, and like that's like a vibe I get. I feel also that she had a very like serious side, like, and I don't know if like resigned. And what comes to mind is like at that time, like feminism wasn't that strong, and if you were a woman, you had fewer options as to like your career and like just your freedom and stuff like that, your joy. And so she felt like she had to operate within this narrow scope to like live the life she wanted, and with like a great deal of resignation as to like, okay, well, this is my path, but it wasn't like 100% authentic to her. Like, she might have, I don't know, she might have preferred owning like some department stores, or like a big chain of like clothing stores, or like I don't know if she was like that interested in fashion, but I'm just getting that as an idea, like a big store that sold like men's suits, or like today men, I mean they wear suits, but like it was more common back then. So like 50s, 60s, so it's like uh that would have been like a good business idea back then. Now it's like it's valid, but it's like, you know, a little more fringy. So she liked the idea of stability and like making money, being in power, like having people work for her, you know, having a good business so you could have sort of like a cushy lifestyle, where she wouldn't have to like implement herself so much like on a personal level and like lose her uh privacy. So it's like she gave up her privacy like at a great cost. Like it took its toll on her like more than it would the average person. Like it wasn't like her wasn't genuine to her to be so public, like to such a degree. I feel like she had a bit of a temper that would cause her to like lash out from time to time. And it's just like she wasn't like trained to like use her words or like like it seems like she enjoyed being around men who were good at speaking or like communication, like Henry Miller, like DiMaggio seems like a gentleman type of person. The Kennedys would be like very clever with words, I imagine, or like there's some documentation of that. But she was like around them, but it was like causing some conflict because they weren't on like an even playing field, like so to speak. I feel like that's that sense of being resigned. Like it was almost like she knew the end was near because she knew she was messing with people that like had a lot of power, and they were just gonna like silence her, and it feels sort of like a pillow on her face. So like I don't know if part of her death involved her being suffocated or like partially suffocated, and it's just like they're gonna sort of softly put an end to her. It's a feeling I get, and she kind of like protested like or called them out like just prior to that, and only like because she was resigned to it, she's like, I'm just gonna kind of make it worse because I know my fate is to like not win in this situation, something like that. I don't know, I feel like she like owned some property that wasn't like distributed properly to the person it was meant to go to, or like I don't know if her will had been written completely, or there was I think some stuff that like let's say she had a property and it wasn't like passed down to someone correctly, then like the municipality like just sells it at auction or like something like that, where there was like a missed opportunity for someone that she cared about that didn't get like the belongings of hers, whether property or like her things like that they should have. I feel like there was like one or two or three like greedy police people like after her death who like took a couple things, mementos that they shouldn't have, or like people just sort of treating her after death like as a sort of yard sale, you know, vibe like that. Yeah, I feel like she's like really mad at the Kennedy brothers. But there's still this, I mean, maybe because she's passed or something, like there's this same sense of resignation, or like her sense of power feels like at a grade 8 kind of level. It's like, I don't get this like really adult feeling from her condemnation there. Like, maybe these people made her feel like a child. Maybe she didn't feel that empowered in life. There's something about like the actor studio. I think she just felt like I feel like wherever she went, even at the actor studio, which would have been like a sort of oasis of respect, you know, for some people, I feel like she just was never truly given her full amount of like respect, like based on her appearance, her background, her ability or inability to communicate well. It was like there was a cap on her life that was frustratingly like a ceiling that she couldn't like lift up. And so she operated on this kind of like low level of like what people were willing to offer her at that time, like at that time in the history of mankind, like, you know, whatever. I feel like there were like one or two projects that she did that she really liked, but she's just sort of has a bit of bitterness about like people not taking her seriously again. It's like a big theme. And she felt like really frustrated about like criticisms of her weight, or like it was a real battle for her. And she didn't like, she maybe was more of an introvert or something, like, you know, like an extroverted introvert type thing, like where she didn't like, she was very sensitive to energy, like, so a lot of hands on her was like difficult. And that's, I think, why she had like a favorite makeup artist, because she didn't like a bunch of new people handling her. I think because she had endured some abuse, or like sexual abuse, like early, not super early in her life, but like earlier than, you know, like in her later youth or something. That like she complained about it, like it fell on deaf ears, or like people just didn't have the means to protect her or like make it right, or something like that. So she kind of was like, okay, people are gonna treat me like trash, then I'll just be like the most beautiful version of that. You know, like she resigned herself to her lot in life that people were giving her, as opposed to ignoring that or fighting against it. I feel like she really didn't like people that copied her style, or if someone was genuine to her, like vulnerable, talented, and genuine, she really connected with them. And that was like few and far between. And that's like, I get the example of like Ella Fitzgerald, who I know she like supported by going to her shows and drawing attention towards Ella Fitzgerald that way. Like I feel like they had that type of friendship where it was just like a deep mutual respect, almost like a blind respect based on just like their authenticity and like their own personal struggles and wanting to like have the best version of their life. But a lot of people couldn't get past like Marilyn's appearance and her way of like her demeanor, and would just like immediately form negative opinions or yeah, so it was sort of a painful exercise for her to like be famous, be in society, but also be like kind of an outcast within it, but then also an integral part of it. And so she found some sort of like peace in having these like relationships with powerful men within that society who were capable of some like genuine interaction and stuff. But like because she had poor communication skills, those relationships didn't last. I think Marilyn like resented very much having to sign like multi-picture contracts and feeling like stuck with whatever like they're given. I think she wished very much like to have had children, and just like the whole structure of her life where she was sort of forced to stay sort of beautiful, and like there wasn't really that opportunity to just like have a life, you know. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like my mom was born in 1945. I think Marilyn's like older than my mom. I'm not sure, but like that I just remember like that sort of frustration a little bit in her generation of like having to fight for your rights like as a woman and stuff, and it's like that feeling of just like you know um okay, I'm just gonna see if there's any last. There's like a lot of these like areas of sadness and anger about like things that happen, that I'm sort of looking at this sort of tapestry of her feelings, you know. I just feel it makes me feel like crying. Like I'm not actually sad myself right now, but I just get this overwhelming sadness, and tears are like really close to coming out, and I feel like that's how she feels. I feel like she really likes white flowers. So if you wanted to do something nice for her, thinking of her like something to do with white flowers would be nice. Um, like it makes me think of like gardenias, which smell really great. But like those are not accessible to everyone. But anything having to do with white flowers would be a nice memory of her. I don't know if there's like a perfume that is called that, or like there. Anyway, there's something around that, and her love of perfume too. And also, she'd like people to remember her as being very elegant. So, um, like in real life, she dressed like in Poochie, and like she had a more understated elegance like in her daily life, and as opposed to costumes she wore in films. So if you can like look at pictures of her like at home, or like when she just had that understated elegance, like I think she would prefer to be remembered as that woman than the like performer image. And I also feel that she would appreciate it very much if like some place like I don't know that teaches acting at a high level had like either a scholarship or a school made in her name, because like learning the craft of acting was like really of big importance to her, like the amount of improvement you could make and the depth that you could reach, and she would like very much for someone or people to create like either a school or like a scholarship in her name having to do with like a high level acting education kind of thing. I don't know if that would be like at UCLA or like something uh, something like that. That would mean the most to her, to have her name associated with learning the craft of acting at like the best level would be meaningful to her more so than like people dressing up like her, which I feel she doesn't like. If that has any influence on your Halloween ideas and stuff. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this reading on Marilyn Monroe. Um, I'll just do a super quick scan, like to. Yeah, and I also feel like she loved beautiful like jewelry or diamond necklace or whatever. And I feel like she wants people to enjoy elegant glamour, like tasteful, elegant glamour more. And if you ever have the opportunity, let's say you can't afford a diamond necklace, like I guess like dress, you know, elegantly sometime and like go to a jewelry shop and like try on real diamonds to see how it feels, and like maybe take a selfie or whatever, just like have that experience. If you can't afford them yourself, like they're in stores to be tried on, and if the salesperson is kind, like they'll allow you to do it just to like just to know what it feels like or what it looks like to be wearing that. um she wants people to enjoy beauty and like love themselves, like that they're deserving of beautiful experiences and achievements, and like the highest happiness of like like to be able to own like a beautiful diamond necklace like is like a high level of having something. And so she wants people to have that be part of their personality, like I have worn a beautiful diamond necklace, or like just that feeling of like check, like kind of thing. All right, well, I hope you like this reading, and if you want to like, comment, or subscribe, that's helpful. If you want to donate, the information's in the box below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.